All right. First off, I'd like to introduce a new member to Ghosty Gateway Paranormal. But his name's Jason. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself. Hi, Jason.
Hello. So I have been, I guess I'll start with the basics. I'm 40. I have 3 kids. I've been doing this since um, probably around 2000. Not professionally or anything like that. It's been always been an amateur,
That's like us, amateur are.
yeah. But I mean, me and my brother, we when I got out of the army, I moved to Dayton, and for a while I was just kind of wandering around. And my brother came around, and we started. He knows a lot about the paranormal, especially in Dayton, because he's lived there for a very long time. So he kind of started looking into it. So we started checking out the local places that we could access. Because I mean, back then we were young, didn't have much money, so kind of had to deal with the mostly outdoor stuff and the stuff you could urban explore and get into. Um, we had a few encounters, nothing major or groundbreaking. Some EVP here and there. Uh, a little bit of activity. We had a door get slammed in my brother, literally in my brother's face. He was walking to the door and it slammed him and hit him right in the nose.
Oh, God.
Didn't make him bleed or anything, but
Oh, Lord. It sounds like a
it,
warning.
yeah.
I'll mess you up
So,
if you don't leave.
Yeah, you're not
but
welcome here.
I mean, we looked at places like we did. Oh crap, I forget Woodland Cemetery. I can speak English today. Woodland Cemetery. It's one of the largest. I think it is the largest in Ohio, actually.
Is
But
that
it's
the one you
also
want to take us to?
no, that one's in Dayton. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
glad to take it, but
Yeah,
it's
it's a
that
hall.
one. Yeah, that not only is that a pretty big cemetery that's got some paranormal history to it, but it's also got some very famous people like the Wright brothers are buried there.
Oh,
Oh,
Um,
cool.
nice.
yeah, and then I think a president's actually buried there. It's been so long since I've looked into the history of Woodland that I forget everything. I mean, they've got like an entire tour, and it's not even a paranormal tour. It's just a tour of, hey, there's these famous people over here that they do for those cemeteries, and they've got placards and everything else. But I mean, done places like that. There was a. It's not there anymore, but there was a house off of Rip Rap Road that everybody called the Butcher's House because, like in the 30s and 40s, there was a serial killer out there
Oh,
that lived in that house and buried some of his victims in the backyard.
oh,
So
great.
we did an event. I mean, it was an old abandoned property. The house was rickety, falling apart. No one was going to live there. So we went out there and did stuff, that too. But nothing huge, I would say. It's, the amateur stuff that you can get to because we were young, didn't have much money.
And
Uh,
cemeteries are free.
Yeah,
yeah, cemetery is always
it,
free.
it's just great. It's just great to get out there and do stuff. You know.
Yeah. And that's what it was. It's just we were out there to do things and because we were interested in it and we wanted to, explore more. But we just kept up at it. Took a break for a while because I moved out of Dayton, and this is when I met my ex-wife, and had kids and all that. So that kind of slowed things down a little bit.
Mm.
But other than that, it's just been kind of here and there. I used to do it on my stream. I would go out to like some of the more creepy places. I did it in Dayton for a while. There's an entire road in Dayton. It's like half a mile, something like that long. There's a lot of history to it uh, that you could actually look up and verify. There was a guy who was back in the 20s. An African American gentleman was actually dragged down that road and killed.
Oh
So I
God,
mean, there was a lot of
that's horrible.
horrible history,
I
but the
think
kind of
I've heard
history
that
that
story before.
but there's a lot of them. But this one, because that's what I first said when I saw it, was like, okay, that's just one of those urban legends that you have in every big area, but I looked it up. There's actually records of it. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, I just moved back to Columbus. Didn't really know anybody in the scene, and kind of reached out to Scott here. I saw his. It was on one of the actual websites that were advertising for teams that were looking for people, and just the teams in general. So I reached out to him, and we found each other. We each other work well together. So here I
Yeah.
am.
Glad to have you. 'Cause we're lacking in that apartment right now. We need people, and I got a techie here too.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, glad to have you, dude.
glad to be here. Oh, my neck. Sorry.
All right. Another thing we could talk about tonight is the investigation that me and T went on back on October 17th. We went to Mansfield Fire Museum in Ohio, in Mansfield, Ohio. Um, and it's definitely an interesting location. We got a lot of stuff right off the bat. A little history is back in 1987, it was just an idea that they wanted to do this fire museum, and they purchased a Five Cousins department store, which I never heard of before, in 1989. And after about 2 years of building it, repairs, they started a museum. Um, Everybody says here that they keep adding on stuff, and what they'll do is they'll take fire engines from one museum and take it across the country, and they swap back and forth.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Um, there's a lot of artifacts in there, old equipment the whole way
Yes.
through, and I think the reason we get a lot of activity in there is it's a residual coming off all that
Yeah.
stuff in there. That place is booming. We got so much stuff out of there, knocks and bangs and heavy breathing and um, full operation. She got to do that. Some of my experiences were we heard loud bangs all night, and we were chasing it back and forth
Yes.
all night long. We hear bang
Literally
down
playing
there
tag.
with
Yes.
this banging. We had a lot of cold spots and temperature drops, and I would get some static sometimes on our arms and whisper in my ear almost all night. Uh, Always feeling like somebody's behind you. It was like a creepy feeling. We got a lot of EVPs from that night. Um, T has some experiences too. Would you?
Well, I think my most profound ones were definitely hearing that the old style crank,
Oh
like
yeah,
siren go off. That was awesome. To not only hear that with your own ears, but then we caught it on EVP too. That was phenomenal. That's
yeah.
the
I'm
first
like,
time I've ever heard anything like
we
that.
heard. I'm like, what the hell is
What
that?
the hell?
You didn't say hell.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it, a little PG
PG.
just in case. Just in case. Yeah, disclaimer, y'all. But it, I think my other two experience that have definitely stuck out and are going to be one of those moments where you have those moments during an investigation where it's like you're never going to forget about that. It don't matter how many years your ass lives, you're not going to forget about it. But I think the one was when we were standing in like that the main hall area, and I was probably standing, I don't know, maybe what, 200 feet ahead of you, like in the hall, because you were
Yeah,
down by like the laptop and stuff.
I was shocked about that. Yeah.
And we were talking back and forth, and it was like we were hearing this full-fledged conversation going on in between us. So I went to turn around and look at Scott and be like, are you hearing this too? And it was literally one of those things where, I mean, I don't jump too easily. I don't spook too easily because I've been at this since I was a young girl. But when I turned around, it was the full body that was standing there, at the door frame of that center room. I mean, and it literally like, like I thought it was Scott at first, and he came creeping up on my ass or something. I'm like, how the hell did you get here so fast? Like so fast without me hearing you. And then it would have been when we were in that back room when I got touched, where it was that sensation of somebody was almost just kind of like doing this on my arm. And what that went on for a good 2 minutes until we actually like moved. That continued to happen. And then seeing the apparition go from one side of that middle room to the other side of the middle room where all the engines were. So
And
they
I saw it peek out from back
from
in
the
the
one
net.
fire engine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be jumping.
Yeah, I mean those were the ones for me that no doubt stick out. Um, and then like you said, Scott, it was almost like we were just playing tag with them. Yeah, it's we'd hear something over here, so we'd start to relocate over here, but then literally 2 seconds later, you're hearing something behind you. It was just, I think that's probably been one of the investigations that I have been on where you could audibly hear so many so many what seemed like conversations going on. I mean, that was wild. I mean, we're
It
on one
was with
end.
birth of it. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean, we're on one end of the museum, and you're hearing what it sounded like a full-fledged conversation going on between 3 4 people on the other end of the museum. So that really stuck out too. That was cool too.
Mm, yeah, it was awesome.
And then the footsteps on the wood, because that was kind of
Oh yeah, you were standing there and it happened. You're like, what
yeah.
the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like right beside me. Like, all
Mhm.
right, dude. I like you too, but come on, my bubble. I got my
And
bubble.
they're messing with your equipment too. So that's a
Yes,
problem.
and that is not, I mean, don't get me wrong. We experience batteries being drained
All
and
the
stuff like
time.
that
Yeah.
all the time. All the time. But this was definitely one of the only places, and there's been a few other ones where I turn my camera on, we walk away, not even 2 minutes later, that battery is completely drained. Completely drained. My camera is shutting off because the battery is completely drained. And that was all night long. It was like they were just toying
Mm,
with my cameras, with my recorders.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to go back again?
I want to go back. I'm ready to go back now. Like I'm ready to go back like yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Yeah.
go back. And I think it's one of those things where, okay, there were two of us there, but I think it would have made for an even better investigation if we would have had one more person or two more people along with us,
Yeah.
because we could have spread. Yeah, Jason's like, I
Uh-huh.
got you. We could have spread ourselves out a little bit to
Yeah.
really kind of pinpoint where some of the activity was coming from.
Mm,
Like, the EVPs that we captured were absolutely amazing because,
mm,
there were times where, like the church one, where I said about, is anyone in the church? Is anyone at, and you got that EVP, Scott, of someone being like, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, you
that would
also
have been awesome to be
you
able to
also
hear, with our own ears.
I had the recorders down in jail cell
Yes.
area,
Yep.
and actually also right there was the church. I had
Yes.
sitting right here, and I got audio saying prayer.
Yes. I heard that one.
So
That was
yeah.
pretty cool because I mean it's legit like prayer. There's no mistaking that as being something else. And
Yeah.
that's what I like about, you know, one thing I have learned over the years, and we as a teams, we differ in, in ways of what we hold on to, what we throw away kind of like thing. If if I can't make something out, or if I don't know beyond a shadow of a doubt that, oh, okay, maybe it was Scott and it was him talking off the distance. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't throw away anything from any of our investigations, but it's not going to be something that I share with the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so it definitely has to be an EVP where it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. We can make out what it's saying, or there's a lot going on kind of thing, or we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it could not have been any of the investigators,
That's why
that said that,
I'll go
or
through all and I'll make a hits folder to
right.
put all ones in, and I'll go have you check it, and if it's okay, then we'll post it. So that's what we
Yeah.
usually do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you never know. It's one of those things where I could be in the next room over, and even though I know what your voice sounds like, I'm used to hearing your voice. If you made a different sound, or if you made a groan or a moan or something like that,
I do that a lot. I'm
and
old.
damn it, Scott.
Ugh, ugh. My joints crack and I moan. That's what I think now. And I got a cane.
Yeah, but like with your cane, the cane is something literally within like the first 5 minutes of listening to your recordings. It's like,
Tap
okay,
tap tap tap
yes,
tap tap.
you very distinctly know that sound. You know where it's coming
Well,
from. You know what it is. There's no mistaking it.
I got a new cane. It don't do that.
Oh, okay. We'll see about that in our next investigation. Especially
Oh
depending
god.
on what kind of floor it is.
Oh yeah.
What's the thing do? Like absorb all the noise or something?
It's got a better. It's got a pad.
Got a better pad on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Jason, look at you there. You look it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, we got a comment. Uh,
Miss Jen. Hi, Miss Jen.
Jen.
Yeah, and I'm actually really looking forward to. I mean, you guys, we got to keep in mind. You guys got to keep in mind. There's plenty of places out here in Indiana too. Okay. But
Yeah, that's not that far, God,
I'm
really.
like no, because you and I are only what do we figure out, like an
Hour
hour
and
and
a
a half
half.
away from each other.
Yeah.
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 So, but they've got that have you guys heard of the Whispering Estates out here?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get
Okay.
into that place so bad.
Oh, you don't send me a picture of that. That's
That's the
right.
place, yeah, that's the place where like the table levitates and shit. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about a table levitating. I've never experienced that yet. But I mean, hey, I'm down for anything.
Janice was asking when you going to. Here, I'll put it up.
When are you doing Mount Holly? We have actually already done Mount Holly. Um, it is a place that we want to get back into, but with that being in New Jersey, it takes a lot of coordination to be able to do places that are a few states away from the majority of us. But we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. I mean, we've got what out past April of next year to fill in. So, and then we've got all the time in between, like Selma
So
and
much, yeah.
Hinsdale, and yeah. So I mean, we've definitely got time. I'm gonna make Jen come along. She's been there. She went there for a tour. I'm gonna drag her along for an investigation.
Yeah.
She'll be a guest investigator.
Yeah, now we're down a couple now for summer. So.
Mm-hmm. And Hinsdale.
Oh, yeah, and so too. It can be mighty hard for people being Easter, but
Right.
that's alright. But Selma is January 9th, right?
Yes.
That's, yes.
That's the second Saturday.
Mm,
Or it might be the first Saturday because of how like the days fall.
right.
Yeah, second Saturday in January.
Okay.
So we'll have to drag Jayson along.
Here you
Okay.
And drag him along for Hinsdale too.
go.
Okay.
It's an awesome place, that's for sure.
You'll
It's an
find out I
amazing
really
place.
don't.
Selma,
Unless my kids are here, I'm just my response is going to be okay.
Okay. Now, did you share the dates with him? for Hinsdale because it's a whole weekend. We're going to be there a whole
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, it's a whole weekend. That's home. We come back Easter Sunday. I'm
Yep.
not sure if that's the okay thing with him and
Second
the
through the
kids and
4th.
stuff.
Right.
Right. I don't know if we can get away because Easter. I didn't get to talk to him much yet. But that's something we discuss later. I mean, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we got some time. We got some time yet for that one.
Yeah.
Which is why we like doing this, especially the investigations that are further away. It gives us a lot more time to coordinate things, to be prepared for it, and with us all being out here in, Midwestern kind of area, to go back and do anything on the East Coast, it takes some preparing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a family down there that I can stay with, and we do Pennsylvania stuff. And,
Oh yeah, because all my family's back in PA too. Suckers. No.
ah, well, I mean, the other investigations we'll try to find more, of course, try to
Right.
fill the gaps. Um, Jayson, you were talking about some of the cemeteries you were trying to get to, or was that one you were trying to get to? Because
Hold on.
Teresa said she'd come down for some.
Let me find that link again. I don't remember because. Give me 1 second.
Because Teresa said she'll come down for some.
Oh heck yeah.
Bring up all my stuff.
I mean, I went 3 hours to do Mansfield, so hook me up. I'm good.
Hello. Thank you. Work, please.
There's that
Yeah.
technology again.
Yeah. Gotta love technology. Also would help if I could spell correctly.
Do a tour of the. So Jennifer said, "Don't you wish you could get approval from like the CIA or someone to do a ghost tour of the White House?
Oh
That
God.
would be interesting."
I would.
Greenlawn Cemetery. That's the one. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Fremont, yeah, I remember you
Greenlawn.
telling me about that.
Greenlawn.
Oh no, that's not. Fremont sounds familiar, but
I think there's a Fremont too, but the Greenlawn one, there's actually a rite of passage for. I don't know if they do it anymore, but it used to be like teenagers would go knock on this certain crypt, and it's rumored that something knocks back.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make Scott knock.
I'll knock. I have no problem doing that stuff.
Also Camp Chase. I have to get there.
Now, where are these located? Are they in Columbus or are they somewhere else?
Camp Chase in Columbus.
I know
That's
that one's in.
that's like 25 minutes down the road from me. They don't suggest being there after the dark. It's a bad neighborhood there, but
Yeah, the Confederate Cemetery. Yeah, it is a very bad neighborhood.
You come packing just in case.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I have to ship somebody.
Yeah. Oops, my bad.
Just dig under our hole here, put it in there.
I mean, is it like is it in like a crime kind of ridden area or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I went down there once just to try to see. Like I was doing one of my streams, and this was a few weeks ago, and I saw no less than 4 homeless people around there.
Oh wow.
A dude obviously
cranked up on something.
Yeah, on something, and then 3 possible ladies of the night.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
So did you get propositioned?
Oh, I didn't get out of my car. What are you talking about? All I had was a tiny little pocket knife. I wasn't crazy.
Scary ladies of the night coming at me.
Oh my God.
It's not even this. Well, I was more worried about the cracked out people than the ladies of the night.
Yeah.
Most.
Well, they're probably cracked out
horrors. Most people are actually pretty, respectful. If you say no, they don't, push it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we deal with that. I mean, I'm in Anderson in Indiana, and
I used
yeah,
to live in Carmel, so
you see the homeless people. You see, I like to call them zombies because that's exactly what they remind me
Yeah.
of. But I mean, even some of them, it's they pass out in your front lawn. It's like, hey, dude, like
Yeah.
they kind of stumble away, but it's not like they go throwing fist.
Right. Hmm.
They know they're fucked up.
Yeah.
They want to get off your yard so you don't call the cops. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to go to jail. Not today.
Well, I've been trying to do some research on different areas around here that we got like cemeteries and like abandoned buildings. But the only thing about that, you have to be careful because a lot of places say there's no trespassing on, or
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm big with that. If it says no
No,
trespassing,
I won't go.
yeah,
No.
if they don't want people there at night and stuff like that, like, but here's another, alternative to that is a lot of these cemeteries, and what I have taken notice to is it's kind of like this dusk to dawn thing, okay, where they don't want people in the cemetery. Have you
that's
ever
yeah.
investigated during the day?
Not
No, I don't think if they're there, they're there.
yeah.
Exactly.
I haven't investigated. I mean, I've done a tour like at Woodland. I did a on my stream. I did a tour just because like I said, there's a lot of history there too, and
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't have any equipment to detect, communicate, detect, or anything like that. All I had was a camera. I was just kind of walking around and showing people all the, cool grave sites. But that's about
Right.
as close as I've come as to a day investigation.
I'd be down for a daytime investigation.
A lot of those
Yeah.
places, though, too, if you call ahead and be like, hey, look, we're trying to, we want to do an investigation.
Yeah, as long as you
And,
respect the property, you
yeah.
respect the grounds,
Most of the time, they'll give you like a list of rules and
Yeah.
like, hey, don't do this and don't do this, and most of the time you can investigate freely as long as you're not an idiot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect. As long as you have respect.
Did you ever do gravestone robbing?
I have.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've never done it before. Sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, I still have some of them that we did somewhere.
Mm.
I still have stuff that I haven't unpacked, and we've been here for over a year now.
Planning on back?
What, to Pennsylvania? No.
You knew.
No. I done left that state. I'm not going back. If I go anywhere, I'm going somewhere else. I'm not going back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
But there's some neat little places I found out here. We were just driving around the one day, and my husband, bless the man, because he puts up with my shit. But so we were driving around, and I took notice off on the one side of the road that, like, there was this big stone and all kinds of stuffed animals and stuff like that, just like laying by this thing. So I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, you got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back. And he's like, what the hell do you want to go back for? I'm like, that's obviously some kind of memorial or something. And it's overgrown. You could tell it hadn't been taken care of in a very long time. So here's Teresa, like, out in the middle of nowhere, because, parts of, well, you guys are probably used to it too, but parts of Ohio or Indiana, the damn roads don't even have names anymore. It just turns into like Country Road 15 or something like that. So we were on like one of these tiny rink dink like back roads. So I had to get out of the vehicle, and I had to clean up all the brush and everything else around it and put the stuffed animals back up next to like the grave marker. And that is a place where, me personally, I would like to go back to it and maybe just sit for like an hour and do some EVP work and see what happens, because I've tried looking it up and I cannot find anything anything about that, which I don't know how you guys are, but that makes it so much more intriguing to me
Yeah.
when I try to find info about it and I can't find anything anywhere on the internet. Like, I mean, I looked for days about this and I could not find anything. So I'm like, I want to go back. Like now I want to go back and I want to just like sit there. And it has been a few months. What? That was June or July that we found that. So I mean, even just to go back and see if anybody else is taking the time to like upkeep it and take care, like I'm weird like that. I see stuff like that and like I don't know, like that's just
It
me.
just
Like
draws you to it.
yeah, it does. And I feel it's if that's a memorial for someone, it should be upkept. Someone should at least
Yeah.
take care of it.
Oh yeah.
It was put there for a reason. So I'm like, between going back and just sitting there and doing some EVP work, I'd really like to go back and just make sure that it's still cleaned up, it's still maintained, and I got pictures of it. I'll have to share it with you, Scott. Like I took pictures of it before, then I took pictures of it after.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So even places like that, like if you guys can find places like that, in or around you or in between us, and because those abandoned places that haven't been kept up with, and they they definitely intrigue me. I'm more intrigued by places like that than, obviously a cemetery that's been upkept every single year. They've got, regular maintenance coming in and taking care of it. It's more of those abandoned places and I'm like, okay, like why did someone ever stop taking care of this place? And then you almost kind of feel like you have to do some kind of like upkeep to it before you leave just out of respect. I like
Yeah.
those places.
So we'll definitely look at that. Find some areas to go. Yeah.
I know I found one out here. I don't know if I could find it again, but we went we went past a cemetery that was just very, very run down. You could tell it had not been taken care of in years, but I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find it again.
Ready for a road trip, Jason?
Yep. Always.
Always down
Give
for
me
a road
something to
trip.
do.
I'm Jason,
Please.
man. I mean, like today was awful. I mean, it was a nice day if it didn't rain and shit. I don't mind
Yeah.
cold. I can bundle
Yeah,
up.
cold's fine with me too. It's just
It's
cold
shitty
and wet.
weather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the wind sucked ass today.
yeah, that's horrible.
I had shit blowing around. Stuff in my neighbor's yard blowing into my yard. I'm like, hey,
Uh,
you want to come get your decorations, please?
and trash can.
You don't come get them. I'm gonna set them up in my own yard. You ain't getting them back.
I'm gonna keep the trash can.
No, I don't want their trash. They can keep their trash.
Oh man.
But we could definitely go back to Mansfield anytime you guys are down. Like I'm down to go back to that place.
Well, just let me know when. I call.
I have never been there.
It's one of those places for me where it's kind of almost like Selma and like Hinsdale. There's something that keeps drawing you back. There's like Mansfield, almost like Selma after my first time, and Hinsdale. It's you walk away having more questions than what you did when you went, kind of like place. And I like those kind of places. Those kind of places are definitely ones that I could hit up several times and
Yeah.
be okay with it.
Well, that was my second time. Actually, third time.
Yeah, because you went with Bill and Don.
Yeah.
What was
And
that?
then
2 years ago.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that was
So I
right
guess
not long before
yeah,
I came out to Indiana.
I can set it up. Is that pretty date? As long as it's open.
Yeah,
The other thing is,
That's the thing with COVID right now. It's hard to
get any place. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the good thing about that place is, I mean, we went to it literally, in the midst of all this COVID stuff, and I mean, we were good. We didn't have anything to worry about. There weren't any restrictions put on us or anything like that, which was nice.
We're a pretty open area too. It's not like
Yes.
we're. It's a pretty big
Yeah.
place. Yeah, I think we'll eat. Definitely. So we'll see.
Now, is that a
Alright.
place that's only is that kind of like a, because I don't know what Jason's, schedule was like, kind of thing. I mean, he said about working and stuff earlier. So like, are you
I'm an
available,
independent
Jason, to do like investigations during the week, or is it kind of like weekends only kind of deal for you, or how's that work for you?
Right now, my grandma's like really bad health, so during the
Oh,
day,
sorry to
during the
hear
week,
that.
I help her out, and then I also do work during the week. Weekend, I mean, I could swing it. It'd just be a little more.
A lot harder
Planning.
to kind of swing it
Yeah.
during, yeah.
We can keep it to weekends if we have
Yeah,
to.
definitely.
It's probably better for me because sometimes during the week like every other day I don't feel great. So, but yeah, I mean, we could definitely try to find something. I mean, I don't know if we just sit at home every day and we can.
Now,
I just get adjourned.
come March, it probably won't be as much of a problem either.
Yeah.
Because I'll have a little more help.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
We could do an investigation for my birthday, y'all.
Oh yeah.
What day does my birthday actually fall on this year? It needs to be a damn weekend. No, of course it's not. It's a Wednesday. Go figure.
Yeah.
We could still make it my birthday investigation. Doesn't matter if it's a few days late.
Belay it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, this year I'm not turning 39 until this day.
Like I said, I'll look around.
Yeah, you guys will have to let me know. I mean, I've got plenty of places here in Indiana that we could definitely hit up, but I really haven't been looking at Ohio too much.
Ohio, there are a few places, especially I know Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, those the three big cities obviously. There's actually pretty big places. Like Columbus alone, there's the State House downtown. That's supposed to be pretty active. There's a
Isn't there like don't you guys have like a penitentiary and like a like an asylum or something?
Yeah, there's a penitentiary in Mansfield, and then there's an asylum. Oh crap, I forget where it is. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, it's both of them are old and closed down. Yeah. So
Prospect places. I think you do have some time. Prospect place.
Now, what's Prospect?
Cool. Prospect looking into Athens Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah.
It's in Athens, Ohio. From 1874 until 1933.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, that is old.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those kind of places.
Yeah. Cool.
And if they actually allow investigations, I mean, heck, why not? See if we can drag some of the PA people out this way.
Yeah. Sounds good.
There are tours.
Scott, did you want to tell everybody about your dum-dum EVP?
Oh my God. Well, we had the radio on. I think that I don't. I'm like We talked about the ghost boxing before. We don't really do that, because we don't really use that as evidence. Anyways, we just do it for a hell of it, just to.
Right.
But anyways, we had it on there. I said, "Can you see my name here?" Dum dum.
Dum dum.
I said, "Thanks for that."
That reminded me of what is oh, Night at the Museum. Have you guys ever seen that movie? And the one
Yes.
Yeah.
statue says something about dum dum, like
Oh yeah. Dum dum.
oh, dude, I lost my shit. I was like, oh God, that's all I could think about was that movie. But we did get some really good EVPs there. And I mean, ones that were very distinct and clear too.
Right.
And then the Frank thing. So what's with the Frank thing? Didn't you say that the last time you guys were there that you were told the name Frank or something like
Portland
that?
Frank. Yeah. Even my firefighters that I guess died in a fire. I think. Don't
And
quote
then
me
we had
on that,
actually
but he
got
was the one that got activated. In fact, that's who it is. That's where we got the name. We actually got a response.
a response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded like, I think that's what it was, huh?
Oh, the Athens Asylum actually has a cemetery to it too.
Ooh.
What does?
The Athens Asylum.
Oh, sorry, I did see that.
So it's like a 2-for-1.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
a two of her.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I don't know about being in the cemetery by myself though, guys. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'll do it.
That's good. Okay. Scott's the guinea pig. Gotta
Hey,
figure it out.
I can't wait to get the hidden zone. I'm gonna sleep in the basement.
Don and Bill keep telling me that they already went out and bought cots to
Oh,
sleep in the damn basement. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. I
I'll
love
do
you
it.
guys, but
I'll do
I
it.
might I might spend some time down there with you, but I don't know about sleeping in that basement. I'll go hit up one of the beds, okay? Like I don't know what it was, but it was my first time there, the last time I was there, just being at that doorway just gave me like a very heavy feeling. It was hard for me to breathe. So I'm like, no, I am not going down there, especially not by myself. But I'm more of the sensitive one between all of us. You know what I mean? Like I typically feel more things and see more things and hear more things and that kind of thing. And for me, the hell's that?
Mm,
I know what it is. Hang on. Getting a Facebook call.
mm.
Ah.
Tell me you're busy.
Nah, I just declined the bitch. Decline.
Damn. You are.
Peace out. I, I I'm telling you, I will never understand the Facebook Messenger thing where you can call, but yet the person has your phone number, but yet they use Facebook Messenger to call you.
I have some of those.
Call my
people.
phone, like.
I have some of those people.
So do I. I'm like, why? You got my phone number. Just call my phone. And well, I mean, okay, I do know for some people when you use Facebook Messenger, you can video chat.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're not on the same like phone plan or something like that, like I have AT&T, so anybody that has AT&T like I do, we can video call. But if you have a different provider, we
It's
can't video
data.
talk like that.
Yeah.
So I do realize that certain people do it and use it because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't know. Obviously, if I wanted you to see me, I would have called you myself, kind of thing. Like I don't know. I can be a bitch sometimes when it comes to that kind
Oh
of
yeah.
stuff. But yeah, Hinsdale was definitely it. I cannot wait to get my guys there and see what happens and how you guys end up feeling because I definitely think it's going to be one of those places where just like me with my first time, you're going to walk away scratching your head asking yourself more questions than you did before you ever went there the first time. And it's like you need more. It's almost like a damn drug. It's like you need more. You got to find out those answers, kind of like thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes with my regular guys. Be interesting.
Yeah, and one more guy possibly.
Well, if he comes along, he's already considered one of my guys. It's just I'm my guys. I'm the lonesome female here. All my guys.
She is.
I'm okay with that.
And we
I'm
pick
okay
on
with
her a
that.
lot too.
Yes, we have fun. I don't mind. This is what happens when you're raised by guys.
Yeah. Don
You
scares the
you
shit out
become
of
one of the
time.
guys. Yeah.
Don's constantly scaring her. On the horse.
Yeah, fucking goddamn Don. Yes, he enjoys trying to, yes, scare the ever living bejesus out of me.
Mm.
He gets a thrill out of that for some reason.
I don't know.
But it's part of having fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. When we go on an investigation, we take it very seriously. We conduct it very professionally. But you also have to have fun. Like, for some people, this is just a hobby. It's I don't I don't consider this a hobby. It's not just a hobby for me. It Now, yeah, back in my old school days, I think I can say that now because I've almost reached that 40-year mark. So I think I can say that now. So, back in my old school days, yeah, it was absolutely. It was more of just that hobbyist kind of like thing. But now that I've been doing it for so long, it's no longer a hobby, but you still have to have fun. You still have to make it fun, and sometimes that's when you get the craziest shit. Like you're all sitting around picking on each other, laughing, carrying on, and I mean, look, how many times have we gone on an investigation and when we were just chill, hanging out, not really doing anything, like that's when we had some of the best, EVPs and stuff come. He was like, I'm eavesdropping. Nope, that's just us.
Yeah, just us being us.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll have to. I mean, I think it will be interesting. I mean, I think if Jayson can join us for Selma and for Hinsdale, I think it will be. I think he'll enjoy it, especially Hinsdale. I think you guys are really going to enjoy Hinsdale.
I should be able to. Like, I don't foresee any issues.
Yeah, the only thing with Hinsdale that we ended up kind of figuring out has become somewhat of an issue for certain people. Um, which I mean, and my team, I mean, I've got a bigger team. So, of course, if, a few people drop out, it still isn't a big deal. But, because Sunday, the day that we come back, is Easter Sunday. That's what we're kind of, which I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but typically all I do on Easter is kind of like Thanksgiving. I eat all day. And maybe
Yeah.
hide some eggs for my kids, but they can wait until mommy gets home. Like I can wait. Damn Easter bunny ain't going nowhere. Yeah, make sure they're not eavesdropping on my conversation.
I'm surprised you have any chocolate left.
Cause I hide it. I'm a smart mama. I hide my stash.
Yeah.
They got their stash of candy and I got mine. They touch mine and it's game on. We're gonna fight. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the only thing that we've dealt with there being an issue for Hinsdale. I mean, the only thing I worry about for Selma, especially for us, is traveling and what the weather may end up being like.
Right.
Obviously, if we've got crappy weather out here,
Yeah.
It's going to make for travel to be a lot more difficult, but your ass, obviously, Scott, is already going to be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
So,
leaving probably Thursday and
and
heading
going
Thursday
back.
afternoon. No, yeah, going back to York on Thursday.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to stay over probably till Tuesday. So we try to make it a long weekend to get to our parents.
Yeah, which I mean, because we are from Pennsylvania,
Right.
you need that. I mean,
I know that.
I try to get back once a month to see my, my family and stuff like that, but
Mm.
that hasn't happened the last 2 months. But I've had all kinds of, personal crap
and
going
I
on too,
think,
so.
Jayson, where do you live now?
Canal.
Sorry, kind of Westchester or something like Chester, Westchester. Yeah. Um.
I have no idea where that's at.
Yeah. But
I'll have
so
to look
that's
it up.
probably. It takes me about 6.5 to 7 hours to get to Pennsylvania usually. So I don't know how far you are. Are you up north from me or? We're in southeast Columbus right now. So I'm not sure how long it'll take you to get to
Columbus?
Pennsylvania. So
East, northeast-ish of Columbus. Right. It takes me like, but the thing is, it takes me like 10 minutes to get downtown.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 15 with traffic.
Yeah, probably 20 for us to get downtown. So, yeah.
To like where Scott is.
Well, I'm not downtown anymore. I used to be.
Okay.
I used to be in, right down by the airport. So, anymore. The Scott.
Well, and like I said, it's nice because we still, you brought Jayson on board at actually a really good time. We've got investigations coming up, which is nice because if he can partake in that, hey, we've got one more person that can partake in that, and it gives him the experiences right along with it, with the rest of us. And we still have plenty of time. Now, yeah, Selma's going to come up quick because, it's beginning of January, but we've still got time to work all the kinks and stuff like that out and,
and traveling. And travel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes closer to time, we'll have to keep an eye on like the weather and stuff like that, but.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know. I normally get a rental car when I go back to Pennsylvania and stuff like that. And I just make sure I get full insurance on the bitch. Just in case. It's not me I'm worried about. It's everybody else on the road I worry about.
Well, you get nice cars.
I do. Yeah, typically I get the SUVs.
Yeah.
But I'm used to driving an SUV. Like I'm used to being in a bigger vehicle. You put me in a small car and I'm like,
what?
I feel like I'm sitting on the ground, like, because I'm so used to being up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to at least get like one of their. Now I do think when I do come for Hinsdale, I'm gonna reach out to Dude Man here, where I always get a vehicle from, and very specifically tell him I want that 4Runner again. That thing was nice.
Yeah,
I wish he'd just sell it to me. I like that thing.
Yeah. Well, that's
but yeah, we have. For anyone still tuning in, we still have everything is up now, pretty much, right? Like everything is up on our websites, our Facebook pages, the EVPs and stuff from Mansfield. They're all up and available to everyone. And I did go back in and check that link, and that link is working now. So, but I'm still learning the ropes, so to speak, when it comes to actually updating and developing a website. So y'all gotta be patient with me. Technology is not my friend. Okay.
That's what TeamViewer is for.
Yeah. Exactly. And now Jayson.
There you go.
Since he's the techie kind of guy. So
yeah.
what if you don't mind me asking, Jayson, like what actually got you into the paranormal field? Did you have a very significant experience that had happened, or was it just kind of something that you and your brother started doing?
This might be funny. Okay, so when I was probably 8 years old, I lived in an apartment complex with it was just me and my mom at the time. And there was this really big lake. Like, it was a man-made lake, you can tell, because it had those fake fountains and everything in the middle of it and all that. But I had one of them Power Wheel Jeep things too, and it was right around dusk-ish, where it's dark but you can still see. And I was driving this along, just being my 8-year-old self, and to this day I probably still couldn't tell you what it is. I can picture it perfectly. It might have been my imagination, might have been something supernatural, but I was driving and I looked down because I heard a noise, and I look up, and the only really way I could describe it would be a very skinny, very different looking creature from the Black Lagoon. Honestly, some kind of aquatic looking, a monster basically to my 8-year-old brain.
Right.
And it turned around, and if it would have went raw or something like that, obviously, I'm not a dumb kid. I would have known it was somebody in it, but it hissed at me, like straight up hissed.
Wow.
And my little 8-year-old brain just breaks. I look back and scream for my mom, like any little kid I am. But here's the thing that makes me think it's something odd. It took me about 3 seconds to look back, scream mom. I look back, there's nothing there.
What's crazy about that is, that is, some people call it an urban legend. Some people are like, no, like I've seen this before. And like your story is, there are a lot of other encounters of people who have witnessed this like reptilian, but like humanoid type thing. You know what I mean? Like, and there's accounts of this plastered all over the internet. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I can't say. I mean, you don't get me wrong. Your mind can be like sometimes the scariest place to be in at times. But to be 8 years old and have that innocence about you, and to see something like that, like, it's a little hard to be like, oh yeah, like I was just seeing shit. Your mind isn't developed enough to really be able to make something like that up because of like your exposures, or and that's where a lot of people get like shit twisted. Is the older you become, the more experience you have, the more things that you get exposure to, and that's where your mind can really start to create all of these different, what may be kind of like things. But at that age, I mean, it's a little hard.
And at that age, I think the closest thing to a horror movie I'd ever seen was Scooby-Doo. Because I really wasn't exposed to like any kind of horror or anything like that, and until
Right.
like 11 or 12.
That's how I was too.
So
Yeah,
it's not
we
like it was
didn't.
something I saw or read and had a nightmare about it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Scott? I don't know if we've ever had this conversation. But what was it for you? Was there something that very significant, like something
No,
happened that made you now?
no. I used to read all kinds of stuff in paranormal ever since I was young, and then I got to the point where I was settled with my life. My son was at an age, around 7 or 8. I decided to look for a group to get together with.
Now, is that
And
how you found Don and Bill, or did you guys kind of all?
no, I found the group myself.
Okay.
It was I'm not gonna say the name because we ended on bad terms.
Right.
But
Yes.
I got with them, and the very first investigation I went on with them was at a church in Firetown. Now we did it 3 more times after that, and the very first EVP I got is I was sitting with one of the female investigators in the child's nursery room, Sunday school nursery room for the kids, and we were sitting at a table, and I knocked on the table, and the female investigator says, "Can you make that noise like he did?" And when I play it back, it said, "I can't." Clear as day, a kid's voice saying, "I can't." I still have that recording today. I have to get out and play it for you sometime. It's awesome.
I still have a good bit of my now you're talking, you know, I started this journey when I was young. I mean, we're talking about Jayson's age when he had his first experience was really when I started dabbling with what was going on inside my parents' home. So, I mean, probably the age of 10 was when I got my first recorder. And I mean, I'm talking like when I say recorder, like where you put the damn tape in the thing, okay? And you close the lid and you hit play and record at the same time. Like, you know,
Yeah, I have one of them.
not one of these digital ones and the fancy recorders that we have nowadays. I'm talking like one of those recorders. Like I still have some of them somewhere. I know I still have the tape somewhere, which is cool, but I
Yeah,
don't have a damn recorder to listen to them in anymore.
right.
But that's cool.
Mm.
But that actually is one of the techniques that I would like to start utilizing like more as we go into this, like in the future,
Mhm.
because there is a difference. And I have taken notice to years ago, we used to use one of those recorders, and it was mainly just for doing like our claimant cases when we were doing like the interviews and stuff for the claimant cases. You'd be surprised. Like it's amazing how you can have a digital recorder and one of those recorders sitting next to each other, but yet that old style recorder ends up picking up so much more than what the digital recorder did.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to start utilizing them a little bit more, like coming up in the future with some of our investigations, just to see what happens.
Mhm.
But they're getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah. Mm.
I wish I don't know what the hell happened to mine. Well, I'll tell you what happened to mine. Don't ever trust a moving company. I'll put it to you that way.
Mm.
We had a lot of stuff go missing.
Really?
Yes,
Mm.
we did. I had, well, I was telling you before, Scott. I had equipment. I'm missing two recorders. I'm missing two camcorders. I'm missing some of my
Jeez.
IR lights. Yep, yeah,
That sucks.
yeah. Some of my very personal stuff.
Mm.
Okay, like the one thing, a bag of stuffed animals that I've had since like before I can even remember when I got them. Gone. Poof. My tiara that I wore when I got married. Gone. Like
God.
jokes on you, dumbass. They're not real diamonds. Like, like, But yeah, we actually had a lot of stuff go missing, and there was a moving company involved.
Mm.
So it sucks because it's one of those things where
Yeah.
you unpack over time. It's not like I had the chance to unpack my whole house.
Mm.
So it was things that I started to take notice to that I was missing over a period of a few months. I'll find one. I'll get one again. I still have tapes. I just need to get the recorder.
eBay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amazon. I think that's where I
Oh
got my
yeah.
last one was Amazon. I mean, I paid a little bit more than I would have wanted to for it, but Amazon is my best friend. We get along. I love Amazon. I'm sure they love my wallet too. I shop Amazon a lot.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I found camcorders from Amazon that we've just
Excuse me.
rebuilt. You know what I mean? That way we can use them at night and stuff like that. So yeah, you don't always have to spend a lot of money as long as you know how to rebuild it and know what to do. That way you can use it at night.
Yeah.
But I think the ones that I got, were only about like $40 on Amazon. And then Bill did his thing.
Yeah.
Bill's the other tech guy, Jayson.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys will get along just fine.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I could just I don't know. I am not. I can understand it when someone explains it to me and explains how it works and stuff like that. But to actually build and make some of the stuff that you guys can make, I'm just like, I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't know how you guys do it.
Honestly, a lot of my stuff, YouTube. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't go to college for it.
That's what everyone says. YouTube. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube.
Yeah. I fixed my car using YouTube before.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that. It's amazing what YouTube can actually offer when it's,
Yeah.
the good stuff, not just the junky crap.
Yeah.
So what kind of places are your favorite kind of places to investigate?
Honestly, I like old buildings.
Yeah.
I don't mind the occasional house too, because some of those can actually be pretty interesting, especially if it's not just somebody imagining things and a legit haunting, because you can get some really good activity from that.
Yes.
But yeah, I would have to say personal residence would be number 2. Number 1 would be like old buildings.
Now, do you guys have a lot of or a good bit of like abandoned buildings and stuff like that in Ohio? Because I know like out here in this
there's
area,
some, but a lot of we can't get into anymore.
Yeah, a lot of it they're pretty strict on it anymore. But I mean, you used to be able to.
Yeah.
We used to have an entire abandoned town, Helltown, Ohio.
I see Helltown. I just saw it the other day. No trespassing.
It was one of those towns that had a coal mine under it, and the coal mine caught on fire, so they evacuated it.
Kind of like the Centralia back in Pennsylvania.
Centralia, Pennsylvania.
It's still burning to this day.
I know Centralia is too.
It's still burning, yeah.
Yep. They were talking about what 2-3 years ago. They were talking about starting to actually rebuild Centralia back up, but then they had sent like the experts to go in and down and realized they can't do it because it's still burning underground. So,
yep.
But they did like that time capsule thing, the opening of like the time capsule thing. And it was right around the same time when they did that time capsule that they had realized they had to like cease and desist all the rebuilding they were doing because it was still burning like layers underground. It was still burning.
Well, me down Bill's an investigation up there one day.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. I like it there.
And
I like it there.
we actually took a temperature gauge with gases coming out. And I looked at more recent pictures on, and the roads are getting worse back up now. I mean,
well, they completely Graffiti Road.
Oh yeah.
Is completely there is no Graffiti Road anymore, which is very depressing for me because that was like one of the spotlights of Centralia.
Yeah.
But they have completely redone that road. So like Graffiti Highway is no longer Graffiti Highway.
It sucks.
Now see, the last time we were there, which was pretty cool because we went deep, kind of back into the woods and stuff, and found like a lot of like it was literally just a foundation, maybe like the foundation and like a part of a wall that was up. That was neat. That was really neat. I can't believe you guys had a place like that out here too. That would have been awesome to explore.
Yeah.
What a shame. So what they do? Like, is it like you just can't get into that area anymore, or is it like they actually started to?
They've put down all the buildings, pretty much. Because it turned into a state park for a little bit too.
Oh.
Because there was a part of it that wasn't like over the mine or anything like that. And that part you used to be able to get in, but they shut that down too, I think.
Wow.
Like you can still, it's been recently because you can go on YouTube and see videos of people like going around when there was buildings there, and also when the park was there. But yeah, now it's just all the houses are gone. Because I mean, it was a legit town. They had like you could go in. Well, you couldn't go in there. Most of them were boarded up, but they had homes there. They had abandoned businesses. It was just what you would
Sounds just
expect
like
in a small.
Centralia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Centralia, I think there's three churches that are still standing. Um, there is a firehouse that is kind of like in the center of like Centralia. I don't think it's operable anymore. I don't think they
No.
use it anymore, but it is
Mm-mm.
still there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the last time we were there, actually in Centralia, there was only four houses where like these people refused to
Yeah.
leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the one old guy that lives there by the one cemetery. We actually stopped and he was talking to us and stuff like that. I mean, sweet old man. Absolutely just sweet adorable old man. But hopefully he's still doing well and stuff like that because it's been a few years since, we've been there. Shit, last time we were there, I was big fat huge and pregnant with Liam. So you're talking 7 years
Yeah.
ago.
I was there in 2014.
Yeah. Well, it would have been around that same time for
Mm.
me, because yeah. So, but he said he was like he can't name how many times that he's had to rebuild like certain things around his home and part of like the foundation because it gets hot, it gets warm, and then it will start to actually like steam. I'm like,
Oh.
wow, like wow. Could you? But just to hear the I don't know, the determination, whatever you want to call it, in his voice, like I was not leaving my home. I'm like, wow, like you're a feisty old thing. Okay, like, but I get it. A place like that, just like the place out here, people, you create your life there. And then all of a sudden, you've got someone telling you from the state or from the county
Yeah.
or whatever, like, you got to go, like, you got to
It,
leave.
it meant to wane.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was like, no, I built this, and he
Yeah.
did. He told us he actually built that home with his bare
Oh.
hands.
Yeah.
He was like, I wasn't leaving. It's like, wow, all right, like I admired that man. Like I actually walked away from talking to him with tears in my eyes. I was like, wow, like I could sit and listen to that guy talk for days. I guarantee it. Just one of those kind of people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What a shame. I wish they still had some of those places like available to people to go visit. It's a part of our history, and that's the sucky thing about it is they're literally taking away our history from us too. I mean, great place to investigate. Don't get me wrong, but we're
Yeah.
also taking away our history.
Well, you guys want to wrap it up now?
Yeah, we can.
Hmm.
Like I'm good.
Yeah.
We talked about Mansfield, so
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you on, Jason. And like I said, we'll get together and do stuff.
yeah,
That would be
absolutely.
awesome.
And we'll
I haven't
keep you.
done something. I haven't done
We'll,
something in a very long time. So
yeah.
Welcome to the
Okay.
crazy train.
uh, okay. All right, guys. See you later.
Good talking to you
see ya.
guys.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, everyone.